So I'm attracted to cringe like a fly to a hot stinky poo. And some of the best places to find said cringe can be right here on YouTube. And about 3 weeks ago, and to my knowledge today, some cringe was dropped, at least in my opinion, and it seems like a lot of people are also sharing that same opinion too. And that cringe comes from none other than Dream. For those who don't know who Dream is, which I would be surprised if you didn't, he was a Minecraft YouTuber who hid his face, revealed his face, got scrutinized for it for being called ugly and blah 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 and all that stuff. And about 3 weeks ago, he just posted a new video about how he's going to go back to covering his face, rebrand his whole entire channel in hopes that he can recover what he has lost since his face reveal. Um, and we'll go over as to why that's cringe in a bit. We'll go over the video itself. We'll break it down a little bit. I'll talk about the parts that seemed a bit too off, at least for me, how this may affect his channel, and my opinions about face reveals, as obviously within my channel I have been showing my face for the past couple of videos, and we'll just dive right in right now. So here we have Dream's channel, and we also have his alt channel here too. And the reason being is because he also has another video that he posted 2 weeks ago that I just watched today. But we're mainly going to talk about this one a bit. I have this one a bit more broken down, talking about a few key points that I'll have opinions on at the end of the video. And then we'll also just highlight one little bit from this thing, which will go towards some of the stuff that I want to talk about in terms of cringe, and probably some of the new rebranding that he's trying to do for his channel. But what we're going to do is we're going to look here first. Now, the first 20 seconds of the video are mainly just Dream looking at all the comments on his videos, talking about how ugly his face is, how his face looks, blah blah blah, and all that. And then his friends, or whoever these people are, because as you can tell, I'm not subscribed to Dream, so I don't know too much about what's going on with Dream other than he had a face reveal that plummeted his channel apparently. But they're coming in and they're basically saying, yo, dude, you need to cover your face again. Your shit's so ugly. It's tanked your channel. Your views are dropping. And why don't we look at a couple seconds of it, and then I can say my piece on that.
We have a big problem. Ever since you took this stupid mask off, you've fallen off. You're irrelevant, you have no money, no views, you're trash. It's the truth.
You've ruined us.
There's nothing I can do about it. I feel like it's already.
Oh, they actually put the mask on.
But people have already seen me. I've already face revealed.
Delete.
So there's two things here. One, which is the main point, which is Dream says my face is already out there. And that's true. Everybody knows what the hell Dream looks like now. Go on the internet, you can look up his face. It doesn't matter like what you do. Like, no matter how much you're going to hide your face, people are going to know what you look like. So what's the point? But his friends here are telling him that that doesn't matter. Who cares? Hide your face anyway. You're irrelevant now. Ever since you've shown your face, you've fallen off. And when you look at a lot of the stuff that he's posted in the past, other than the two videos that he just posted on his main and his alt, they still get a good amount of views, within the millions. So it doesn't seem like he's fallen off that hard. The only thing is that he hasn't posted on his channels in the past 3 months, other than those two videos talking about how he's going to hide his face again. So has he fallen off? Well, that's subject to, you know, investigation. But to be fair, like, he's still relatively popular, at least in the YouTube sphere. I don't know about other forms of social media, but at least from what I can tell, he still seems up there. So irrelevant? Probably not. His name still exists on many platforms and people still reference him. I mean, I'm doing so right now, so ain't so much irrelevant. But then it comes to this part right about here, where this is where I believe he is going to start focusing his rebrand on. And Dream says it best himself as to why they want him to cover his face again.
Am I that ugly?
Yes.
Yeah. And the sheer fact that he's claiming that he is ugly, uh, as with what everybody has told him and all his other videos, just goes to show that the entire reason of this rebranding is because of the ugliness that uh, he has apparently portrayed. And now he's going to be covering his face again because he's ugly, or at least that's what his friends are telling him, that's what his subscribers are telling him, that's what his viewers are telling him. So, is it reason why that he's falling off is because he's ugly, or is there something else to it? But doesn't matter because apparently, at least from according to the views that are currently showing on this video and the video on his alt channel, he's probably going to take this rebranding to a whole new level. But where it's going to go, even though it's going to give him the views, is a bit unsavory. Then we get to this part where he's covered his face, or at least from what his friends have told him to do. He's looked at the comments, again, like further battering himself down, or at least for the act, and he goes on essentially a tirade and destroys his keyboard, which I think it's better to just witness.
See? How am I meant to put the mask back on? I can't see through it! I can't even see! I can't even see! I can't see! How am I supposed to put it on? I can't see.
Like, it's not even funny. You know, in a way it's sad, but it's not sad because of what he's doing or how he's feeling. It's sad because he probably thinks it's funny. And maybe some people have gotten a laugh out of it, you know, but the only laugh that I would give for a situation like this is simply because of the cringiness. Broke his keyboard. With the amount of views that he's gotten on this video, he could probably buy at least 10 more of those things. So that doesn't even matter to him. But he's still hitting it pretty light too, because it's a part of the act. Does he really want to destroy it? Who knows? Blah, blah, blah. There's pieces all over the floor, as you can tell. I don't know, man. Like, you know, in a way, because the fact that he's acting, it sounds like this is something that he wants to do. Maybe it's something that he's always wanted to do. And that his face reveal was something that he was hoping would go good, and now he wants to try and go back to what he once was. But, I mean, you don't have to do it like this, man. You don't. There are better ways. I mean, I can't think of better ways. There are surely better ways than crying about it. And after like a super boring montage on 3D printing this new mask of his he got that he can see through and all that, and like whatever it was, like trying to like match his head and all that stuff, and like make sure that he can fit perfectly in it and see perfectly through it and all that. We get to this part here where he comes back to the house. Everybody's excited. They're saying we can make money again. All this like super cringe stuff. And then we get to here where they basically just go back to talking shit about him and then joke about a topic that in recent times has happened to some people. And I get that it's a joke, but it's still an interesting topic to talk about. So why don't we get to that part, and then I'll say my piece on that.
Take it off. What if we're taking a video and you're in the background with your stupid face?
Everything would be
It
for
must look
nothing.
like this.
For nothing.
No, because we're gonna delete the bull. If someone posts a new one, sue them.
Everyone's gonna like you again.
So we get to two things. Mainly three, I should say. Number one, the complete and utter, like, demonization of his face. If you appear in the background, we don't want to see you. If you are walking by because you're thirsty or want to drink water or you need to tell us something, that face better be hidden, because it's going to affect our views. It's going to affect our wallets. And that's kind of sad. You know, I mean, granted, I know it's a skit, it's a joke. They have the music in the background that to like a freaking like a little mouse crawling by or whatever. But in the end, like just talking about how like somebody's face could just ruin a video is sad in a way. But this goes back to what I said earlier about how they're gonna try and monetize this thing, like with this rebranding. The second thing I wanted to mention was that you probably saw as well at some point around here he deletes the face reveal video, and it's like, okay, bygones be bygones. Wash my hands clean of it. The face reveal video is non-existent. That doesn't matter. It's on the internet, and people will find ways to get your face reveal back out there, and people have. There are definitely uploads of videos of people who have like done your face reveal again after this deletion. Like, it can't be found on this guy's channel anymore or anywhere. And it sucks because you're, one, removing a bit of meme history in a way, and two, he's trying to essentially tell people that, hey, like, this isn't a part of me anymore. And like, I don't really know what to say about that. It's sad. But the third thing, which is the part where his friend mentions, well, if people try to re-upload your face video, let's just sue them. I know it's a joke. I know they're trying to get laughs out of it. But in recent light, with things like the I Show Speed scenario, the Aiden Ross scenario, the Quantum TV scenario, things on YouTube, people on YouTube are starting to get a bit sensitive about this topic. And granted, I'm not one to really talk about it because I don't have a lot of views myself. I average maybe 100 views on some of my videos, 20 views on others. But like, in the end, talking about suing people for re-uploading something like this is pretty drastic and shouldn't really be joked about, at least in my opinion, at least for the current climate of YouTube. That, and it just wasn't funny. I don't know why, but like, whoever laughs at this, I guess, good on you. You have a very interesting sense of humor, but not once did I really laugh throughout the duration of this video about anything that they mentioned here. If anything, it's just sad. It's cringy. It's sad and cringy. But the worst part is what he's doing outside of all of this, and that's where it gets even more interesting. And I'm not going to bring it up here because, one, I'm a bit lazy, and two, this thing's 3 weeks old and I'm late to the party. You can find somebody else to get that information from. But there's Twitter posts and all that with him going to Walmart in his getup, going to McDonald's, which I think is in this video. Yeah, like right here at the end. I don't know what to say about this, man. Like, it's... If the main thing that you're trying to do is to stop people from looking at you, then coming out with this is the complete opposite. And I'll go a bit more into detail about that later. But honestly, this whole thing is just cringe. He's trying to do his rebrand. And I may repeat myself later on at some point. But before we get there, I want to really jump into this video about him doing his face reveal again.
For real, I'm dropping it.
Like, I don't get it. He's really capitalizing on this anti-face reveal mantra that he's got going on. Whether if he truly believes that his face reveal killed his channel, doubt, at least on my end. But then again, I have nothing to hold a candle to this guy. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems sad. So, what have we learned from all this dream cringe stuff? Well, he's trying to rebrand himself because of his face. And he thinks, or whatever the opinion is of him and his team, uh, is that his face is what ruined his channel. But clearly, his channel doesn't seem to be far from ruined. He still has a good audience that is following him. And whether if he's posting this cringe stuff is going to garner him more views, hey man, like, that's his prerogative. He wants to make money by that way, by all means. If he's going to make his hundreds of thousands by posting cringe, let more power to him. That's his money. I just have an opinion on the whole thing. But I think it's dumb. in my opinion. Where if you're going to reveal your face and people have a negative opinion about your face, that you want to rebrand based off of uh, people's opinion about your face, especially if it's a negative opinion. I mean, that kind of reflects more about you than it does about the people in your audience. I mean, the people in your audience who are obviously talking ill about you, about features of your body that can't change unless if you want to spend the money on them, uh, are obviously scummy. But if you're going to go out of your way to weaponize this ugliness in a way, uh, and use it to make money, I mean, like I said, that's your thing. You want to do that, that's fine. But all that's going to do is just show that all the complaints that you had about the comments, you're just like succumbing to it and trying to make a market out of it. And that market ends up being cringe material because now we have him going out in public dressed like this. And if the entire point is to prevent people from recognizing you in public because of your face, then now you're hiding it with your branded like smiley face and going out there dressed in black with the face mask and all that stuff. If anything, that's gonna make people like seek you out more. It's going to give you more attention, and maybe that's the end goal that you're looking for because more attention equals more money, right? But if that's truly what you want, is to make sure that people don't recognize who you are based off your face, and you're starting to go out there with your mask out and all, it's just going to bring people closer to you. They're going to like closer in the sense that they're going to want to like be around you and recognize, oh, this dude is wearing a smiley face and all that. Maybe that's Dream. But at the same time, as a person who doesn't know who Dream is, like myself in some way, or somebody who genuinely has never heard of the guy, if you were to see a dude walking into your store dressed like this, what's the first thought you're going to think of? This guy's probably going to rob me, or this guy's up to no good, or this guy's going to do something that I think is going to compromise my safety. I would not feel comfortable around somebody who is dressed like this, especially if I didn't know who they were. And because of the fact that he is dressing up like this and has this mask and all that stuff, what are the chances that somebody might take advantage of a situation like that? You know, granted, that's a bit of an extreme, but we can still look at it from a macro scale and understand that what he's trying to do for himself and for his brand is going to probably benefit him now that he's trying to do something different. But it could trickle down to possible bad actors. But we're not going to go down that route. The main thing I wanted to talk about is face revealing and understanding the audience when you show your face. For myself, for the past few videos that I've done, I have shown my face. I've tried doing YouTube videos in the past before where I didn't show my face because I didn't feel too comfortable about it. But now I am because personally, I don't care. If you like my face, cool. If you don't like my face, that's fine. In the end, I don't care. The people who I make videos for are mainly myself because I like making videos. And for the people who do come around to watch these videos, and maybe the very few who might stick around to watch some of them, they'll stick around because they like the content. Maybe they like the face. Who knows? If you have a certain like thing about faces, like by all means, and if you like mine, cool. But like that's something that every person who puts their face on the internet has to go through. They have to go through the marks of are people going to like what they see? Are people going to like judge me for it? And how am I going to take the criticism? And if you just simply don't care about any of that and you just put your face out there for people to look at and make your content based on whatever you want to do, then that's fine. But if you're a bit self-conscious about the way you look, then but you still want to make content like Dream, then cover your face if you want. Don't show your face at all. But you have to just be careful that when the day comes that your face is revealed, whether on your own volition or not, people are going to be judgy. And there is this saying, a face for radio. And unfortunately, Dream might be one of those cases. But again, I don't think his face is that bad. I just feel bad that people ridiculed him enough to where he's changing his brand to going back to what he used to do before. And whether if that's going to be good or not for him, who knows? We'll see. His last video was posted 2 weeks ago on his alt channel. His main channel was posted 3 weeks ago. It's already garnered between the both of them about 10 million views. Who knows what the future is for Dream, other than posting cringe on public outings on other platforms of social media. But in the end, that's pretty much what I have to say about this topic. I hope for those of you who have come by for this opinion have enjoyed it. If you have a difference of opinion or things you want to add on top of mine, you can comment it down below. Other than that, I'm done here. Peace.